This guy was just uncancelled, everybody. Let's go. He has returned to every streaming and recording platform. And his name is T. Nichols. Let's give him a round of applause for making a comeback. Good job, T. Nichols. And for those of you who don't know, about a year ago, this guy named T. Nichols, he was a big streamer. He was like taking over everywhere. Everyone knew who he was. Everything was going good for him. It looked like he was about to be the next big streamer until he got exposed, everybody. Yep, you heard that right. What's part of becoming famous if you're not going to get canceled at some point? This man, T. Nichols, got exposed and canceled for texting someone that was 2 years younger than him. Yep, you heard that right. 2 years younger than him. T. Nichols was 19 at the time, and the girl that he was talking to was 17. This is a 2-year age gap, and people went absolutely batshit crazy over this, okay? And he said something along the lines like, I can talk to you when you graduate, or wait till you graduate, and then I can talk to you. So, yeah, people went absolutely crazy and canceled this man and ruined his whole life for telling someone that was 2 years younger than him, it was legal, by the way, in his state for having 2 years younger than him, by the way, in his state. And they still canceled him and called him the P word, which is crazy when you think about it because, again, the age gap was 2 years and he was only 19 years old, bro. And the girl was only 17. Like, people really called him the P word for having a 2-year. I just can't get my head around that, bro. Like, most of you guys, parents out there, especially grandparents, your parents probably have like a 2-year plus age gap. I'm just being real with you guys right now. My parents do, right? Your parents probably do too. And your grandparents. Okay, let's not even get started with the grandparents because I know people out there. I've seen stories of people's grandparents. When they met, the one person was 13 to 15 years old. And guess how old the other person was? 25, right? We had a 25 to 15 age gap. This was a 10-year age gap at the worst possible time in their lives, of the age. You know that? If people were doing that nowadays, they'd be insanely screwed over. That's just wrong. You don't do that nowadays, bro. It's not accepted, and that's not okay. To date a 15-year-old when you're 25 years old. Like, I would get it if T. Nichols was like 35 or like even pushing 40 and texting a 17-year-old, then that's a good cancellation. That would be deserved, okay? That would make sense to cancel him and ruin his career because it's just not right. You don't do that. But when this man is 19 years old and he's texting a 17-year-old that's 2 years younger than him, they're literally right next to each other in the age range, right? Right? And it's legal in his state, by the way. I just don't see how, that's a big crazy problem, right? This stuff happens all the time, right? And like, I know you guys know this happens all the time. Like, you got the seniors getting with the freshmen, bro. It's like nothing new to you guys, especially to his audience. They understand. But I just think it's insane that, like, he actually got his whole career stripped from him. Like, his whole life literally got ruined up until this point, until he just returned to the internet because he was texting someone that was 2 years younger than him. I just can't wrap my head around that, bro. What's the problem with that? Am I tripping for saying that's crazy? That's insane. That's crazy. I'm not tripping. But he finally returned to the internet, and I couldn't be happier for him, bro, because he did not deserve to be canceled to that degree, bro. Maybe he should have been canceled a little bit. I don't know. I don't really know the full details, but all I know is this man's whole career ruined for like a year until he's finally back a year later. And I'm happy now. I'm so happy that this guy's back. And this is like one of those cases that it's like sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. This is one of those cases where it's like a successful uncancellation. The only person I can think of besides this guy is PewDiePie for saying the bridge incident in PUBG. We all know what happened there. And PewDiePie made a full comeback, and he's still successful to this day and has a wife and kids and moved on with his life. And this is like the only other uncancellation that's successful because everybody is backing him up right now on YouTube and on TikTok. You see this guy everywhere on TikTok right now, and all the comments are like, we support you, T. Nichols, and they're calling him the other name too that starts with an N. They're like, T, N-word. Welcome back. We accept you back. Sorry for canceling you, bro.
Oh, what is good, YouTube? This is so weird. Oh my god. What's my intro again? Yo, what's good, YouTube? We're back. Okay. If you're very confused, like, oh my god, why is this loser back? So randomly a few days ago, I got on Fortnite, right? I got a message on Fortnite. He was like, yo, bro, stream again. We miss you. I don't know why, but that message on Fortnite, like, really did something. I'm like, you know what? I just randomly loaded the game and boom, like instantly this guy's like stream again. So then I went the whole rabbit hole. I checked my Instagram account that I have not loaded on. I checked my Twitter account. I was seeing all these DMs and it's like, man, you should stream again. I'm like, you know what? Let me try. Let me just try. So randomly one night, I'm like, not last night, 2 nights ago, I make a TikTok account fresh TikTok account, very fresh, brand new, and the videos just like kind of just blew up.
And as you can see, he looks very happy and like alive because he's like seeing that people actually like don't think it's that crazy anymore, and like they shouldn't have canceled him. And he's like, he looks like he's full of joy now, and I'm actually like, I put a smile on my face, bro. I'm happy that he's back making videos. This is like one of the happiest days for this guy. And I feel good for him. Just like from a guy to another guy, bro. Like, I'm just happy for this man. And then he also just had another first stream back as well. I think it was just the other day, like literally yesterday. And he was like crying on the stream, bro. And it's enough to make a grown man cry, bro. Because like, if you just understand the situation and see how this guy is just letting it all out right now in front of his whole audience, and they're welcoming him back with an open arm, you know? And he's just crying because he's just like so, he's just so humble, bro. He accepts it, bro. He gets it, bro. He knows that he wasn't in the wrong, and people are finally, you know, realizing that. And it's just like a full of emotions thing. And I feel for him, bro. Because that's great that he's back, man. I'm just happy for him at the end of the day. And I don't think people really understand how mentally draining that was for him, bro. Just imagine, bro. You get canceled over something that's not even canceled, like crazy cancelable for. Something that's not even crazy. And your life drastically changes overnight like that, bro. That's got to be mentally draining, bro. And it just sucks that something like that had to happen to this guy. But, you know, I guess the internet learned their lesson now. And now it's not that crazy that a 2-year age gap isn't consider you a P word, you know? Like, that's crazy, honestly. What's wrong with the people that canceled him? And honestly, I am genuinely having my hope restored in humanity and the internet, bro. Like, it really comes to show you how corny, this sounds really corny what I'm about to say, but it really comes to show how, like, people on the internet can make a difference, bro. How like, it can be for the worst or for the best, bro. And in this situation, it was for the best, bro. Honestly. The whole internet turned around back to T. Nichols' side because they realized what he did was not crazy. And a 2-year age gap doesn't make you a P word, okay? They realized that. And now he's finally back on the internet. And people are just happy and accepting him now. And that's probably the best thing that could probably happen to this guy. So T. Nichols, welcome back to the internet, bro. I welcome you. Fully welcome you with open arms. And that also just comes to show you that misinformation will really like ruin someone, bro. Like, you literally can't believe anything you see on the internet nowadays. Something like literally any type of rumor could get out about you, especially if you're a content creator, and ruin your image, bro. Like, literally. It could be false. It could be true, actually. You know, you could actually be a scumbag weirdo in real life. But in most cases, I feel like when people come out with accusations and stuff like that, it's very over, just like the Marlon thing, for example. His ex-girlfriend literally just came at his throat at his like highest peak that he's ever been at so far to try to take him down, bro. And that kind of just ruined his reputation for like a day or two. And then people realized that, you know, Marlon's, you know, it's not that big of a deal, and Marlon's actually a good guy, you know, no matter what. But either way, it just comes to show you, bro, that people can ruin your reputation and say whatever they want without any repercussions. And yeah, but like I said, I'm just happy that this guy's back on the internet. T. Nichols, you're a great guy, probably, and I want to meet you someday. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I think that was a crazy thing to get canceled for. But anyway, don't forget to comment, like, and actually, don't subscribe because I'm a scumbag. And make sure you watch Star Wars Episode 3 today because it's one of the best movies ever made. And watch Adventure Time. Finn the Human. I am Finn. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Goodbye.